Hello, gorgeous souls, and welcome to the Global Summit Ascending Woman. My name is 𝗀𝗲𝗲𝗃𝗁, and I'm honored to be here. I am a relationships healer, and I'm also psychic, and I guide women to co-create honest relationships where they are unconditionally loved and unconditionally supported, because I truly believe we all deserve such relationships. Today, I'm going to share with you the secrets. What does it take to build a conscious relationships, to build a relationship where you feel safe to open up and be who you are, to express yourself, where you feel unconditionally accepted as who you are, unconditionally loved as who you are. I'm going to share what are the fundamentals to build such relationships in our lives. I'm going to share with you how can you have honest conversations. What does it take for us to create a deeper connection with somebody in our life? And I'm also going to share with you what can you do when somebody you love is sometimes triggering you. I invite you now to set your intention for this space, for this time together, to open yourself up and receive everything and anything that serves your highest good, everything and anything that is going to serve you in your life, in your relationships, any realization, any self-awareness that can come from this conversation. Allow it to be integrated, allow it to come. There might be concepts, there might be ideas that you already heard before. Allow yourself to be present and allow yourself to be open, because there can be perceptions, there can be words that are going to land different for you today. So I'm gonna start by sharing a little bit about my background and what has been my experience with relationships and who am I to even talk about relationships. So in my life, I have experienced a lot of contrast when it came to relationships, and I would say that the hardest part of connections and interactions with people and relationships with people has been lived in the first part of my life. It was quite intense in my childhood, and then I also got to experience the contrast. This is why I love to share with women the idea, the truth that it's possible to co-create beautiful relationships in your life, no matter the past you had. So I went from being abused in a relationship and being physically abused. I went through a lot of violence in my childhood, being verbally abused. There was also a lot of emotional and psychological abuse, and I went from experiencing all those traumatic things in my childhood into relationships where I am unconditionally loved, I am respected. I've created a lot of harmony in my life, a lot of harmony in the relationship I have with my family, with my parents. There has been a lot of healing, and this is why I know it is possible to experience also the opposite of a traumatic experience. It is possible to be loved, unconditionally loved, as who you are, no matter what the past looks like, and no matter how much trauma you've been through. The first thing I want you to know about building and creating and having a conscious relationship in your life is that those kind of relationships are available to all of us. It doesn't matter your past, it doesn't matter your environment, it doesn't matter where you are right now in your life and what's going on. Those type of relationships are always available to you. You can always start to use your intention and make small steps and adjustments every single day to build a conscious relationship where you are seen as who you are, where you are supported and encouraged and empowered to be who you are, where you feel respected, you feel admired, you feel appreciated as who you are. So in order to build those kind of conscious relationships, there are three main pillars that we need to consider. The first one is self-awareness, and I will be sharing a little bit more about that in a minute. The second pillar is to be willing, so your willingness to have honest conversations. And the third one is your willingness to stay open and allow others to be as who they are, and also be empowered yourself to be as who you are. So let's start with the first one, self-awareness. How can you build self-awareness? A very simple way of building self-awareness is to self-inquiry. So you can start asking yourself questions about the relationships in your life. I have prepared a few questions just to serve you as examples of questions that you can ask yourself to bring more clarity, to bring more self-awareness around what you want and what you desire in a relationship. So you can sit with yourself and ask yourself questions like, what do I value in a relationship? What do I need in a relationship? What do I need in order to feel safe? What do I need in order to feel loved? Like, do I need more gestures? Or am I the type of person that usually feels loved through words? Or do I need like physical touch? What do I need to feel loved and supported in a relationship? What are my non-negotiables in a relationship? What are my non-negotiables in a friendship? What are my non-negotiables with my clients? What do I prioritize in a relationship? It is very important to become aware of your own standards, of your own needs. It's important to bring clarity regarding your needs, your expectations, your priorities, your values in relationship. And by becoming aware of your standards, become aware that the people around you, they value things in a different order. They value different things in relationships. When you have this self-awareness of what you want, what you need in a relationship and from a relationship, it's easy for you to decide which person is aligned to those standards and which person is not aligned. So it'd be easier for you to determine and to decide, this is the type of client I want to work with. This is not the type of the client that I want to work with. This is the type of partner that I want to have in my life. He or she is not the type of person I want to share my life with. So you can practice self-awareness by using this self-inquiry, like asking yourself questions. And you can practice self-awareness by observation. So starting to observe yourself. What are your patterns in relationships? What are the things that you keep on repeating again and again and again in your relationships? So whenever there is a pattern that you observe in your relationships, you can ask yourself, is this still serving me, or is it time for me to choose a different habit, to form a different habit that is more aligned with who I am today or with the person that I want to become? Another fundamental pillar when it comes to building conscious relationships is communication. Learning how to lead yourself through honest conversations, because in order to have a conscious relationship, you do need to be willing to open up and lead honest conversations. When women come into my world, I used to ask them, like, what do you value in a relationship? What do you want from a relationship? And most of women tell me, I want honesty and I want depth. They want to have honest relationships and deep connection with their partner, deep connection with the people in their lives. So the first question for me is, are you willing to lead honest conversations? Are you willing to have vulnerable conversations that eventually take that relationship at a deeper level, that eventually create a deeper connection with the other person? A good way to start taking an existing relationship to a deeper level is for you to be the first one who starts to open up and share something vulnerable about you, share something personal, share something intimate about you, or just share something that is based on honesty. So instead of saying, how was your day today? Yeah, it's great, it's perfect day. And in the background, it's like there's a lot of, maybe you're navigating a breakup, maybe you're navigating a difficult period in your business, maybe you're navigating a lot of stress. How about you are the first person who opens up and shares that with the other person? I have noticed that whenever we open up and we get vulnerable, we get real, we have real talks, whenever we are the first one who do that, there is an instant energetic change in the conversation. Because the other person feels, perceives, even if it's subconsciously, they're not even aware of it, perceives the frequency of truth, of honesty. And they have a choice to respond to that. They feel more empowered and encouraged to also share something vulnerable about themselves, to also let that vulnerable side of them be expressed, be seen by you. Because when you share something vulnerable, where you're the first one who goes and shares something vulnerable, it's like a declaration of, I trust you. I can share this with you because I trust you. I trust you with this information. And then the other person opens up and shares based on the same frequency of truth and trust. I invite you to practice this, to be the first one who shares something honest, who shares something vulnerable, and see how your conversations change. This practice is going to ask from you to have courage. To have the courage to verbalize your feelings, your true thoughts, your true state. Sometimes your needs, your expectations, your desires. The conversations that have the power to take a relationship, a friendship, a connection deeper are usually the conversations that are considered taboo in some societies. Conversations around money, around finances, managing finances, conversations around children, having children. Do you want to have children? You don't want to have children? When do you want to have children? What is the priority? Conversations around career. How important is the career for you, for me, for this family? Conversations around feelings, telling to your father or your mother or your partner how you're actually feeling, being honest. It takes a lot of courage to lead those conversations. And at the end of this video, I'm going to share with you a practical tool that you can implement to feel safe to lead those conversations. What is usually stopping us from having those type of conversations? So for example, let's say I want to sit down with my husband and speak about finances and have more clarity about the financial situation. For me to have that conversation, I need to feel empowered. I need to feel confident enough to tell him, to open up and tell him how I actually feel. And the things that might stop me from doing that would be the fear. The fear of being rejected, the fear of creating a conflict, the fear of creating more distance between us, the fear of being judged by him if he thinks things different than I do. So there are all those fears that are getting activated, that are appearing in the moment that we want to lead those type of conversations, even if we know that those types of conversations and this type of honesty, it's what is going to take that relationship at a deeper level. So the first thing that can help us in order to overcome those fears and still lead that honest conversation and create deeper connections, the first thing that can help us is to create a deep sense of love and safety within ourselves. I invite you to really, really, really listen what I'm about to say and to hear what I'm about to say. You are your first provider. You are your first provider of love. You are your first provider of safety. You are your first provider of acceptance. You are your first provider of courage and power and whatever you want. Become aware that you are the main and first provider for yourself. And everything else you receive from outside is just an extra bonus. It's amplifying the energy that already is within you. And if you haven't been aware that you're the first provider, or if you're listening to me and you're like, I don't really feel that I'm the first provider, I'm the main provider for myself right now. How can you become the main provider of love for yourself? It's the small things you can do every single day. It doesn't have to be something huge. It doesn't have to be like a huge gesture towards yourself. But the small things you cultivate on a daily basis where you're showing yourself you're the main provider for yourself. Be the first one who does gestures out of love for yourself. If you have a desire, honor that desire. Out of love for yourself, do it. Make it happen. If you are waiting for someone outside of you to tell you certain things, to hear certain words from your mother, from your father, from your partner, from your lover, be the first one who says those things to yourself. Be the first one who repeats out loud the words you're waiting and expecting from someone else. Be the first one who takes a mirror, look yourself into the eyes, and say the words, verbalize the words, and repeat it again and again and again. Be the first one who provides love and acceptance for yourself. Observe yourself. When you get angry on yourself, ask yourself, can I treat myself with more love and acceptance in this moment? When you become aware that you are the main provider of love, acceptance, safetyness, whatever you're looking for from outside, when you become aware of that, you start to feel very empowered to lead honest conversations. Because no matter how the conversation goes, you know you can love yourself. You know you can trust yourself. You know you can accept yourself. You know you have that ability. I always say that a sovereign woman, it's a woman who becomes her own soulmate. A woman who learns and knows how to deeply love and accept herself first. She's the first provider. And everything else is amplified. A lot of women find themselves in toxic relationships doing all the sacrifices to keep that relationship because they believe that's the only person that can love them. We were so programmed to believe that the source of love for ourselves is outside of ourselves. And that is just a lie. And I'm not here to say that you should reject the love that comes from outside. I'm not here to say to stay closed and only learn how to love yourself and don't accept love and support from someone outside of you. But it's a huge energetic difference between I need you because I cannot love myself. I need you because I cannot live without you. I need you because I cannot survive without you. I need you because I cannot do things by myself. And there's a huge difference between this needy and desperate energy, which comes from fear and lack. There is not enough love for myself. Fears that I am unlovable as who I am. Versus the energy of I love myself. I'm the first provider of love and acceptance for myself. I know I have the ability to love and accept myself. And it is safe for me to open up and receive more love from others. It is safe for me to allow support from my husband. It is safe for me to allow love from my husband, from my friends. I allow compliments. I allow gestures that show me that I'm loved. I allow presents. I allow gifts. I allow conversations with my clients who tell me that they love the work that we do together. I allow conversations where I feel respected, where I feel seen, appreciated for who I am. I allow all of this because all of it is amplifying the love and acceptance that I have for myself and is bringing me more joy than I already am. It's a huge energetic difference between I need and I already am love. I already am acceptance. And I want to highlight, to repeat a little bit this information of allowing also others to be the providers for you. So I've noticed that there are those two extremes when it comes to love. It's either this codependency, this belief that only someone else can love me for who I am, and if this person leaves or dies or disappears from my life, or we have a conflict or a fight and they go away or they leave me, then it's over. It's like nobody else is gonna ever love me. And then there is the other extreme. And in the other extreme, there are the women who have this sense of, I cannot accept love from someone else. They're afraid to let people come too close to them. They're getting afraid when people are offering them too much attention, too much love, too much. It's never too much. Love and power can coexist. You can be independent and loved and soft. You can be powerful and soft, powerful and feminine. You can have it all. It doesn't have to be one or the other. If someone is in this situation of like big walls around the heart, like you can come until here, everything closer than this, I don't feel safe. What you can do in that type of situation is that, first of all, you have to help yourself. You have to build a deep connection to yourself and become aware that you are a safe provider for yourself. So even if somebody gets too close and they might hurt me, I build a deep foundation. I build a deep connection with myself, where I got myself, I empower myself, I love myself. And then it is safe to allow people to come close to me. Open up to the idea, to the truth, that you're not the only provider of love and support for yourself. You allow others to step into the role of being the providers for yourself. I want to share with you now a short practice that you can do in the morning. You can ask yourself a few questions and set the intention to balance this energy of I am my main provider, and I allow others to be the providers for me. I allow others to show up and support me. So you can start your day with a short meditation, like close your eyes and like really put your right hand on your heart and just ask yourself, like, what would I need right now in my life to feel more loved? How can I provide this for myself here and now? What can I do to feel more accepted? How can I treat myself with more love and kindness? In which area of my life can I allow others to show up for me, to support me, to love me? How can I allow the universe to show up for me today, to support me, to surprise me, to show me that I am unconditionally loved and supported? Take a deep breath in and out. And you can practice this every morning. through those questions, you invite yourself to be in that balance of what can I do, what is my responsibility, and where can I open up and allow? Where can I open up and allow others, give others the opportunity to be incredible conscious providers for myself? Because remember, you are an extraordinary provider and you're not the only one. The last thing I want to share with you today is about a very sensitive topic when it comes to building conscious relationships, and that is how do we navigate triggers. Triggers, at least I choose to see them that way, and it has served me. I chose to see triggers as expanders. I chose to see triggers as opportunities where I can expand myself. And somehow triggers, the subject of triggers, bring together all the concepts that we discussed today. When somebody is triggering us, it can be an invitation for us to become more aware about ourselves and about our way of responding to that person. It can become an invitation to deeper love and to deeper acceptance towards ourselves, and also accepting deeper the other person, loving deeper the other person. And ultimately, it's also a good exercise of practicing respect. Respect for our own sovereignty and respect for others' sovereignty. So I'm going to break down a little bit, like, why do I see triggers that way? How come I make them sound so incredible when they are so frustrating sometimes? So first of all, I think triggers are like unavoidable. So no matter the relationship you have with somebody, they can always appear. Like, we can be triggered by our partner, by our lover, our mother, father, brother, client, business peer, like you name it. They can, those triggers can appear at any moment, in any connection, in any interaction. They come unannounced. Like, sometimes we might expect them when we have like a family dinner or so, or we meet with friends that we already know that triggered us in the past. But usually they kind of like appear in an unexpected way. So it's good to know how we can navigate them. I will be starting by sharing with you why do I see triggers as being very connected to the idea of sovereignty and personal power. Well, I have noticed that many times when we are triggered by someone, we completely forget the idea of, sovereignty and respecting the other soul's journey and respecting or recognizing their own power. And we tend to go into the role of like, I'm gonna save you, I'm gonna force my ideas on you to change you, I'm gonna try to fix you, I know better than you do. Like, how many times didn't you go to family reunions, or you had like holidays, dinners, and some of the family members, they start to try to force ideas on you. They try to tell you like how you should live your life, what is right for you, what you should do, what you shouldn't do, and of course this is triggering us. Or the things go the other way around. You start to force your ideas on your parents. You start to tell them, these ideas, those beliefs that you have are outdated, or you should do this because this is better. You try to convince them, and you try to basically push your energy over theirs. So those are the type of situations where we are invited to remember that every single soul is a sovereign soul. And every single soul has the power to decide what's best for them. You don't know what's best for someone else, and no one else knows what's best for you. So before we incarnated in this life, I truly believe that our soul knew exactly what he or she was doing, knew exactly the type of people that it wanted to meet and the type of relationships it wanted to have to learn certain things. It knew exactly the type of experiences that it wanted to go through to learn certain lessons, to have certain knowledge, to have certain wisdom. So there is no one outside of your soul knowing and having full awareness of what you actually decided for yourself. And the same applies for every single soul around you. So wherever we enter and we start to be like, do things my way, you should do this, you should do that, this is what is right for your life, this is what is wrong with your life, we do not respect that soul sovereignty. We put ourselves above that person. Like, I know what's best for you. You should do things my way because my way is the only right way. And we forget that they have the same power and the same wisdom. I'm going to give you an example. You know, I had an uncle that I truly deeply loved. And I had to remember myself constantly to respect the life choices that he made. At the human level, it's not easy because when you love somebody, you would love to support them. You would love to help them. But at the soul level, it's important to remember that we are all sovereign and we have all equal power to decide. So it was painful for me sometimes to see the choices, the decisions that he made regarding his lifestyle and health and eating habits, and eventually that leads to disease and death. But at the soul level, I know those were the experiences that he chose to have in this lifetime, to have the knowledge, to have the wisdom of that experience. Sometimes people, souls, go into a life and they're like, I want to know, how does it feel to be a husband? What does it mean to have a marriage? What does it mean to be the perfect partner for someone? What does it mean to abuse someone? And then there are other souls that say, yes, I'm going to help you to have this experience. And then you go through that experience, and then you have the wisdom from that experience. So whenever you have the impulse to go and save somebody, to force your ideas on them, ask yourself, like, who am I to think that I know what's best for them when I don't know what their soul decided to do and experience in this lifetime? And remember that the same source of power and wisdom that is guiding you, that is showing you your right way, that is moving you through life, it's also available to them if they want to tap into that. It's their choice. We need to remember to respect other people's choices in the relationships we have. We need to remember to respect the free will of other people and recognize the power that is inside of them. They are not less powerful than you are, even if they look like that. At the soul level, we have equal power. We have access to the same resources. It's a choice to tap into them or not, to use them in this lifetime or not. And we can never truly know on which journey another soul is. There are only two situations in which we can interfere with another soul's path. The first situation is when somebody is asking us for advice, because it means that that soul is opening up to receive new perspectives, new ideas, to receive advice, and they open up. So you're then invited to contribute. Or the second situation is when you embody your vision, you embody how what you consider to be right for your life, like the right lifestyle, the right principles in your work, the right principles in your relationships, the harmony you wanted in a relationship, everything you consider to be right about a relationship, when you embody that, when you are that, by expressing who you are, the people around you, if they resonate with you and they want the same thing, they are naturally going to be inspired by you. They are naturally going to be curious to know, well, how did you do that? How did you create so much harmony and easiness in your relationship? Can you share with me some advice? Can you support me? Those are the only two situations in which we are truly allowed, because we are invited, to contribute to someone's soul journey. But there is no need to force our principles, our beliefs on someone else, no matter the relationship we have with them. It can be your lover, it can be your closest and best friend, it can be your dearest client, it can be your mother, your father, no matter how close you are to someone. Remember to respect their sovereignty. Remember to see the power within them, the knowledge, the wisdom, the things that are available to them. Recognize this. Everything that is inside of you is also inside of them. And this is the same reason why I consider triggers to be a deeper invitation of love and acceptance. You know, many times we think we love people unconditionally as who they are, or yeah, of course I accept my lover because that's why we're together. We think we love them. When in reality, we love them as long as they are who we want them to be. And the moment they are different, we get triggered. We reject them. We put distance. For example, let's say your mother has a different mentality. She has different beliefs, a different view about life. Do you love her for who she really is? Even if certain things are triggering for you? Or do you love her as long as she is who you want her to be? Because that's conditioned love. I love you as long as we share the same perspective, we share the same view of life, we share the same vision. That's conditioned love. And it's not allowing the other person to be as who they really are. And if you feel like, you know, somebody is so triggering to you that you feel like, yeah, I can't really love this person, like maybe there is a relationship where you had a lot of trauma in the past with that person, it's understandable if you don't feel like deep love for that person. But for sure, I guarantee you for sure that you have the ability to feel acceptance. To accept them and allow them to be as who they want to be. And when I say to allow them to be as who they are, it does not mean to allow a toxic behavior from their side. It doesn't mean to be in that person's life and allow them to treat you in a horrible way, in an unhealthy way. Accepting someone the way that they are, it does not create an obligation for you to be present in that person's life. It doesn't create an obligation for you to love them. I'm speaking about a different level, like at the soul level. Okay, I see you, I accept you, but at the human level, I might not choose to spend so much time with you. I might limit the amount of time and the amount of energy that I invest in this relationship, the amount of time in which I'm available for you. Or I might even choose to step away from this relationship. You can be who you want to be. I allow you to be as who you want to be. No judgment. And I also honor myself. And I also choose to love myself. So when I'm speaking about acceptance, it's an acceptance that brings you inner peace. And it's an acceptance that allows you to be free instead of having all the resentment and all the anger and all the pain always present in your energy field. Sometimes in our families or with friends or even with clients, some people can say words that are triggering to you and say things that are not even true about you. So in those moments, what I have learned to do is to speak to my own mind. So when somebody says, I don't know, for example, you are so ungrateful, or whatever they tell you, I have learned to enter in my own mind and speak to my own mind and say, like, you know, this is their perception about me. And their perception is not mine. It's theirs. It doesn't define me and it doesn't belong to me. And there's a phrase that I keep on repeating in my mind that brings me so much freedom, and that is mine to me and yours to you. Meaning that this is my life and I'm going to live it in my way and I'm going to honor that. And yours to you. You can keep your ideas. You can keep your beliefs. You can keep your perception because you're the one who created it. It doesn't define me. It doesn't belong to me. And I don't need to absorb it. I don't need to continue your beliefs. I'm not here to embody your beliefs. I'm not here to live life the way that you think I should. I'm here to live my own life. I'm here to live by my own beliefs. So mine to me and yours to you. Thank you. It brings me so much liberation to repeat this phrase in my head, and it allows me to stay calm. It allows me to zoom out from a conversation where I was judged or I was rejected, and remind myself that the power is within me. I choose if I want to absorb the energy of their words or if I want to release it. May it return back to them, because that's where it belongs. The last thing I want to mention here about triggers and deeper love and deeper acceptance is that whatever is triggering you in someone else, let's say, I don't know, your friend has a certain behavior that you don't approve or you don't like or is triggering you, I would invite you first thing to realize where in your life you don't allow yourself to have that behavior. Where are you judging that behavior? Maybe there are parts within you that are very similar to that friend, to that lover, to that client. Maybe there are parts within you that aren't the way that you wanted them to be. And because you don't accept them within yourself first, you're judging them also in others. So for example, you know, I had moments in my life when, especially in my business, I would go into the inner child energy and I did not want to take responsibility. And then when I realized that I'm doing that, I was getting triggered and I was rejecting that part of myself. And whenever I was in a conversation with a client or a friend or a family member that would go into the childhood, into the child energy, and would run away from responsibility, guess what was happening? I was triggered by them. Because I cannot accept something in someone else that I'm not accepting in myself first. I cannot accept certain parts in other people if I am rejecting the same parts within myself. So become aware wherever you're triggered, like, why is this triggering me? Is it an invitation to recognize that I don't accept the same behavior or the same things about myself? The depth at which we are willing to love and accept ourselves is the same depth at which we are willing to love and accept the world. Whatever it is that you are rejecting or judging or criticizing in others, it's a part within you that you're also criticizing and judging. And it's inviting you to accept it, so it can shift the energy, so it can transform itself into a higher expression. So how deep can you love yourself? How deep can you accept yourself? That's the depth at which you're going to meet the world. The depth at which you're going to create connections and relationships in your life. Because everything that is happening in another relationship is always going to reflect parts of yourself. It's going to be your mirror, your invitation. Can you love yourself more? Can you accept yourself more? Because the moment you do that, you love and accept others. It's always a mirroring game. I'm going to share now with you a practical tool that you can use before having honest conversations in your life. And use this tool to feel empowered, to feel that you have the courage to lead that honest conversation. One of my favorite tools that I will be sharing with you now is EFT tapping. And with my private clients, I usually combine EFT with personal channeling and energy work to help them in their specific needs in their relationships. But for the purpose of this video, I'm going to keep the EFT quiet journal. While we will be doing EFT, you're gonna see me reading sometimes, because this part was actually channeled through me, and I want to honor the words that came through, and I want to make sure that I deliver to you all the words that came through. And I'm going to explain you a little bit how it works. So you will be hearing me speaking out loud some phrases. I invite you to repeat them. I invite you to verbalize them out loud, because it works better and it brings a better change for your nervous system as well. And I'm going to share now with you what are the points that I invite you to touch while you're speaking. So here is the first point, where you're going to touch your body. Then we move to the head, and we're going to touch all those points. And don't worry, you don't have to remember them. I'm just showing you a preview because you can follow what I will be doing. And the chin, and then the collarbone. And then you're not probably going to see me, but I'm going to move here the tapping and under the breast. So those are the points that are not going to be visible, but when I'm speaking, you're going to know that I'm tapping. So it's under the arm and then under the breast area. So I invite you to close your eyes. Bring all your energy back, or your attention back into the body. And bring in front of your eyes the person with whom you desire to have a deeper connection, a deeper relationship. The person with whom you desire to have an honest conversation. To build a relationship where you feel safe to be who you are, to express who you are. Just see the face of this person in front of your eyes, with your eyes closed. And take a few deep breaths. And you can set your intention. My intention is for us to have a peaceful relationship. A relationship based on harmony, love, respect, acceptance. I invite you now to observe what are the things that are currently holding you back from having an honest relationship with this person. What are the things that are holding you back from having a deeper connection with this person? How would you feel if you were to have a real and honest conversation with them? What are the fears that come up for you? And I invite you to just connect to your body. Where do you feel the fear of opening yourself up, of being who you truly are in front of this person? Observe in your body, where do you feel the fear? Maybe it's in your throat, maybe it's in your chest. And I invite you to give it a number from 1 to 10. How intense is this fear? 1 is low and 10 is high. Now I invite you to open your eyes and to start tapping while you're repeating the phrases that I'm saying too. Even if I'm scared, to open up and be seen at a deeper level by this person, I choose to treat myself with love and acceptance as I work to shift this energy in my body. Even if I feel fear right now in my body, I choose to treat myself with love and kindness as I'm working to shift this energy within my body. Top of the head. I desire to have a deeper connection, but I'm scared to open myself up. I'm scared to let someone else get close to me. I'm scared of being hurt and disappointed. I'm scared to say something and cause a conflict. I'm scared to say something wrong and create more distance between us. I'm scared I won't be loved and accepted as who I truly am. What if I'm judged? What if I'm rejected? What if I open up? I'm vulnerable and honest, and it doesn't work out. Will I be hurt and sad again? Will I have more wounds? What if all the love, all the time and energy that I'm investing in this relationship isn't returned? How can I open myself and become aware, remember deeply that I am the first provider for myself? I am the first provider of love and acceptance for myself. How can I open up and remember that I have the ability to deeply love and accept myself? How can I remember that I am safe? No matter if someone judges me, no matter if I'm criticized or rejected by others, I will always have the power to deeply love myself and accept myself. I have the power to be the provider of love and kindness and acceptance for myself. I ask here and now to release all the fears of rejection, to release all the frequencies and vibration of fear, all the fears of rejection, of abandonment, of judgment, to release all the programs, all the patterns that I have followed, consciously and unconsciously, knowingly and unknowingly, willingly and unwillingly, all the patterns through which I have agreed to disempower myself in love and relationships. I release all the false programs, all the energy that contributed to those false perceptions and fears. I release all the beliefs through which I chose to believe that the source of love, of acceptance, of power is outside of myself. I release it all unconditionally here and now, and I ask for it to be cleared from all my lifetimes, all my timelines, and all my existences. It is safe for me to love and accept myself as who I am. I ask here now my nervous system to know, to become aware, to realize that it is safe for me to be loved and accepted as who I am. It is safe for me to express my feelings. It is safe for me to express my emotions, to express my voice, my needs, my thoughts, the essence of who I am. It is safe for me to share who I am. I choose to be the first one who loves and accepts myself deeply. I am the source of unconditional love and support for myself. It is safe to love myself unconditionally. I am lovable. I am lovable. I am love. I am acceptance. I am ready to remember this truth. It is safe for me to open up and receive unconditional love, unconditional acceptance. It is safe for me to open up and receive support from the people in my life. It is safe to be seen and loved as who I am. I allow others to see me and love me. I allow myself to be appreciated and respected by others. I choose to trust myself and others. I choose to express who I am. To be honest in my conversations. It is safe for me to be honest. I am honest. I am powerful. I allow others to see who I am. I allow myself to express who I truly am and create conscious relationships in my life. I allow myself to receive unconditional love and acceptance from the people in my life. I am loved. I am accepted. I am respected. I am loved. I am accepted. I am respected. I am love. I am respect. I am acceptance. I choose to love and accept myself as who I am right here, right now. And I choose to accept others as who they are right here, right now. I choose to see their own divine power and recognize that it is equal to mine. I am a sovereign being, and all the other souls have equal power. I am love. I am acceptance. I am power. I am sovereign and free. So I declare, so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Take a deep breath in and exhale. And just observe how you feel in your body right now. Observe the power of your words, of your energy. Observe the shifts that happened. And for EFT to work, I invite you to repeat it at least 3 or 5 times. And notice the differences that appear. I want to thank you for watching until the end, for being here, for your presence. If you desire further support with creating beautiful relationships in your life, you can reach out to me. I am more than happy to have a conversation with you and see how I can support you and be of service. I'm sending you so much love and I'm wishing you a beautiful week ahead. Bye!